This is my multi-module discussion board regarding Marbury versus Madison, which is a very influential court case that happened in 1803 that gave the Supreme Court judicial review. This case started when President Adams was leaving office and he appointed Marbury as a judge. However, Jefferson became president and denied Marbury his appointment. Marbury, upset about this, then goes and sues Madison, one of Jefferson's cabinet members. The case goes to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court rules that the Judiciary Act of 1789 is unconstitutional as it violates Article 3 of the United States Constitution. This case gave the Supreme Court the power of judicial review, which gave the court the ability to declare an act of Congress or any other branch unconstitutional. The government at the time was different, as it was the anti-federalists and the federalists trying to control the legislation branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. At the time, John Adams was leaving his presidency, and he appointed Marbury as a judge to add to the federalist-controlled government. The judicial branch at the time didn't have much authority in regards to the checks and balances of other government branches at the time. As a result, the Supreme Court came up with the judicial review, which allowed the court to make laws unconstitutional, deem laws unconstitutional, and gave the court equal power compared to the other branches of government. The most significant aspect of this case was that the court decided something Congress did was unconstitutional. This led to the first time in the history of the United States where the Supreme Court ruled something unconstitutional, which happened to be the Judiciary Act of 1789, which violated Article 3 of the United States Constitution. During this time, Adams was appointing judges, a total of like 42 judges, which were known as midnight judges. However, the paperwork never made it, never got signed off on by Jefferson, which caused Marbury to sue. This court case impacts our lives today, as it allowed the Supreme Court to have proper checks and balances on the other two branches of government if there was a need to do so. I also think that there's nothing or any aspect of this case that needs to be changed to meet the 21st century, as in this case the Supreme Court, with its interpretation of the United States Constitution, deemed the Act of Congress unconstitutional. I believe this case is very important, as it set the precedence for the Supreme Court to rule things as constitutional or unconstitutional with regards to laws and other appointments that Congress makes.